All right, well, welcome to the 9 Degree Morning. We're gonna disconnect the trailer from the truck. We're heading down to town, and we're gonna get some plywood and some sheeting so we can start actually working on the inside, starting to get ready for spray foam. So, hey look, it's Jimmy. Good morning, Jimmy.
Good morning.
Good morning, Corbin. What were you saying, Mike? You're gonna try to record this? I was just saying that Jimmy's truck is a little too big for me in terms of having to jump into it because I'm not as tall as Jimmy. And this guy holding the camera thinks it's funny because I live in a school bus.
This guy drives a school bus.
Yeah, but like, I was talking about like height being too big, not like size. I mean, this thing's easy to drive. It's actually really nice to drive.
Coming from a school bus driver.
Yes. Look at the selection we got.
I feel like the little rascals building the clubhouse.
We're building the clubhouse.
Isn't all that interior stuff?
Yeah. Got some plywood.
No, wait, hold on.
It's Jimmy approved.
For the flowers.
It's a bit cold outside. We got like a big snowstorm coming through. Currently, we got some heaters inside. We got some lights inside, and we're gonna be working in here. We stripped a whole bunch of plywood into about 3-inch strips. It's 3/4 plywood, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna start running strapping along all of the metal, which this is about 1.5 inches. We're gonna get 1.5 inches with double layer plywood, which is gonna give us about 3 inches, which eventually will be spray foamed. So we're gonna turn this thing from a metal structure to a wood structure pretty soon. But let's get some wood up first and then we'll explain. All right, so we got a few of these boards in now. You can see we're starting to do 4 straps up the side, which will eventually get spray foamed in, and then plywood will get on top. What I wanted to show you was specifically this. What we're doing is we're putting a 3/4 plywood, metal screwing it in, and then we're taking another 3/4 plywood that we ripped, and we're screwing that into that with wood screws. And the idea of why we're doing this is what we're trying to do is create a thermal break from the exterior to the interior so that when we spray foam and get this whole thing done, there won't be any condensation issues, there won't be any type of heat or transfer through any of this kind of stuff, and we're gonna have a really good seal on the inside of this trailer when we're done. I think we're doing it. We're doing something at least. If we look at the spacing, we want 3 inch for our spray foam. So we got 1.5 inch tube steel, and then we got 2 3/4 plywoods creating our thermal break to give us 3 inches. And then this whole cavity will get sprayed in with spray foam. And then when we're finished, we'll have a completely flat finish with the spray foam. We'll put plywood on top, and that gives us our mounting locations. And kind of an important thing with this, a lot of you out there are probably thinking, wait a second, Mike, I thought we were gonna be building a bus. I thought you were gonna be building a minibus, you were gonna share the experience, we were all gonna learn together, and the truth is we are. Because the way we're doing this is pretty much the same way that you would do a school bus. So just imagine that these tops are curved, and imagine that we're inside of a school bus, and you're gonna use the same method. So everything we're doing here completely relates over. So I don't wanna hear it that we're doing a trailer instead of a bus, because you can do it either way.
You got tight?
Yep. All right.
Real tight. Perfectly.
No, that'll be fine. I'll get a nail on that. All right, everyone. We have our first injury. Luke got his hand cut.
Call the hospital.
Oh man, look at that.
Put on blood.
I can't even see. Wait, get in the light. Get in the light.
Blood, sweat, and tears.
Oh, jeez, blood, sweat, and tears.
Jeez. It's
Oh
a
my
battle scar.
gosh. What are we gonna do with you?
I think we just gotta amputate.
Amputate. Let's do it.
Oh, yeah, the big one.
We are back inside the trailer, and today I wanted to do a very straightforward, quick kind of segment on all of the electrical and boxes that we're gonna put in, because today the trailer's all framed and now we're gonna start running our electrical in the walls before we spray foam this Friday. And I've got my friend Jimmy, wherever Jimmy is. I heard him out here. Jimmy. I just wanted to go through a quick little thing of what we're doing, why we're doing it, and hopefully it gives you some ideas. So let's get into it. Kind of marked out along, there should be one right there, and then one in the back there, this side, this side, this side. So we've kind of already marked out a lot of our locations of where we want to put boxes. Hey look, it's Luke. We marked out our boxes already, so we're pre-planned what we're gonna do. The solar battery is gonna be going right here and about the front. It's kind of hard to see because obviously nothing's built yet. So what we're gonna be trying to do right now is not necessarily run wires. We're just gonna be running the conduit and opening the boxes up so that when we spray foam, it will all get spray foamed in, and then we're gonna chase the wires later to their final locations. We gotta get in here and start getting all these in. So we're gonna be putting a 120 outlet right here in the kitchen, because there's actually gonna be a kitchen countertop about 36 inches. So what we're gonna be doing is we're measuring up 42 inches to the bottom of the box. And the idea here, we're gonna be taking one of these boxes and mounting it here. Boxes already have these little lips on here, which are gonna be 1/2-inch lips. So when we actually mount the entire box and we put our 1/2-inch plywood on, this front part will be completely flush with the front part of the plywood. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna be spray foaming this entire thing in so that there'll be no type of cold air coming into the box, so that we won't have any type of issues where there's gonna be cold space inside of the actual electrical outlet box. So this is gonna go right about here. And then we can take this flexible tubing and run it through the back of the wall behind the plywood, so when it's spray foamed, this will get spray foamed in, but it will give us the ability to pull wires to certain locations where we want them. This isn't gonna be all the electrical through these conduit boxes, but the 120 is definitely gonna be through here, because we wanna make sure we protect that so that we have no possibilities of shorts in the future, because the last thing we wanna do is have a 120 line touch anything metal inside of this rig. Do the knockouts before you put them in, because then it's easier than doing it the other way. I like your voiceover. Okay. What? They have the 1/2-inch, the 3/4. Look at Jimmy go, he's just trying so hard. There's in these boxes, there's a 1/2-inch and a 3/4. We're going for the 3/4. There's also an inch, but we're going after the second pop out. So what I'm doing is just taking a screwdriver and popping these two sections out. And if we do that quick, then we can put these pieces in, which are gonna receive the actual conduit. Two different types of connectors. We've got our snap connector and then the one that takes a thread. And then all you gotta do is mount it in the location you want, bring the conduit in and up into the hose, and you're good to go and protected. too much filming yesterday because we've been absolutely rushing. We've got these windows in, framed out and welded. Jimmy welded up these windows and framed them out, so we're gonna be cutting these out after spray foam. But essentially, tomorrow is spray foam day, which means we have to finish up all of our electrical boxes, all of our 12-volt wiring that we need to get done before spray foam, and then make sure that we are 100% ready to get this thing sealed in, because once we do that, not that we can't go back and put wires in or figure it out, but it's just way easier right now. The other thing, which is a huge task, is if you see these lights up here, all these holes, those are all gonna be running lights. The clients want, what was the phrase they said? They want to light it up like a Christmas tree. So Jimmy here drilled 84 holes in this thing yesterday, and we're gonna have to wire it all up so we can get these running lights wired and tested before we spray foam. So we got a big day ahead of us.
Hold on, Luke.
Get her in there, bud. Put it in the hole, bud. Jimmy didn't have a 12-volt battery, so this is his solution. He grabbed his truck. We got a ground. We got our hot, and from that, we have proven, Jimmy, that's some good work right there.
It's awesome.
Okay, we're gonna call it a day right there because most of the lights are actually in at this point. We got them all tested, and tomorrow is spray foam day, which means we better get our rest up because we gotta drive all the way down to Denver, where we're gonna be getting it sprayed at Chrome Yellow, my friend Charlie's shop. He does a lot of bus conversions. I'll introduce you to him. But man, it's a lot of prep work just to get the spray foam, but it is such a good idea to be doing spray foam here because we are in like such cold temperatures that, man, once this thing's spray foam, we're gonna be living in a whole different world here and building in a whole different world. But, well, on to the next episode. See you next time.